What is the Chicago Bears' biggest need this offseason? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL, here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about the Bears' biggest need this offseason for them. If I had to pick one position, what would it be? Let's talk about that. All right, so we got to start with the positions that the Bears do need to upgrade. All right, so we all know about the quarterback position, folks, but honestly, I'm just going to tell you right now, that's not it. Whether we keep Justin or whether we draft Caleb, I feel like we're in a good spot either way, and I would still feel good about the quarterback position. Yes, I have my thoughts. You guys have your thoughts, but let's put that aside in this video. And so I'm not going to say the quarterback position. So if it's not the quarterback position, what is it? Well, we could certainly use a number 2 receiver, right? DJ Moore is great, but I feel like Darnell Mooney regressed this year. You really didn't have any other receivers step up outside of DJ Moore. Tyler Scott's a rookie, obviously. Can't expect too much from him. Equanimous St. Brown, a journeyman receiver. Velus Jones Jr., don't even get me started. He's a complete bust. Like, no dependability outside of DJ. So the number 2 receiver spot, I certainly think that's a need. We could use help in the secondary. Hey, Eddie Jackson, will he be back next season? We could be asking him to take a substantial pay cut or just flat out cut him. Like, yeah, Jalen Johnson's great, but what do you have in the secondary besides him? And with Jalen too, are we getting an extension done or not? So that's another one. But to me, by far, the biggest position of need is the center position. The center position on the offensive line is absolutely the biggest position of need. And I know the center position, usually when we're talking about drafting, they usually don't go in the first round and whatnot. I don't care. And I'm not advocating the Bears to draft the center in the first round. I'm just saying this is the biggest position of need. Why? Because our center play for the better part of 2 seasons now has been flat out abysmal. Cody Whitehair is not the answer. Lucas Patrick is not the answer. Dan Feeney is not the answer. The answer is not on the roster. That's the problem here. We don't have an answer on the roster. We don't even have any young developing pieces. No, don't give me Doug Kramer or anybody like that we can even say, hey, they're ready to step in. There is nothing at the center spot I like with the Chicago Bears. And so to me, the biggest need this offseason is going to be addressing that center spot. How do I want the Bears to address it? You can do draft, you can do free agency. I prefer the draft. And the reason why is because we got to get some fresh blood in here, folks. Like, I want to draft a guy, and I want to be able to have him get developed and be here for years to come. I don't want an older, over-the-hill type of veteran that we sign for big money in free agency. Maybe he's injury-prone, whatever the case is, because I don't feel like we're right there where we're a center away to being a contender. I wouldn't hate it, and I'm not saying you can't do that, and certainly you can add depth in free agency, but to me, I want it addressed through the draft. And it doesn't have to be just one center. We can talk about a couple. And so with regards to the 2024 draft, I mean, there are centers out there that certainly make sense, and the Chicago Bears are going to have a number of draft picks. And so to me, I feel like this is the spot. This is where we get our guy. And when I get around to doing mock drafts and whatnot, certainly I'm going to be having the Bears mocking to take a center look. I'm pretty much going to tell you it's not going to be in the first round. Like we know, like pick 1 and pick 9, most likely, depending on what happens if we keep it, probably a quarterback receiver, probably a quarterback edge. You know, those are the type of guys that go in the first round. But please do not neglect the center position. It is way too important. The rest of the line, I'm pretty satisfied with. We've got young pieces. Darnell Wright's improving. Braxton Jones is going to be back. Nate Davis was a decent signing. Like, you have guys you feel good about. Tevin Jenkins. But the center spot is the one big hole right in the middle that you need to address. So that is the biggest need for the Chicago Bears this offseason that we need to come out before next season starts and address properly the center spot. Let me know what you guys think. Agree, disagree. If you disagree, what position do you think is more important than the center spot? Leave a comment down below as always.